Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of Pilates with the America-Israel Friendship League. My name is Naomi Reinharz. I'm the Chief Development Officer of AIFL. I'm here in New York, and we have Becky Srour, as always, in Tel Aviv. Hi, Becky.
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing? I'm sure you've had a very exciting week. Becky started off her as a kid as a gymnast in Israel, the United States. I'm sure you've had a lot to think about and a lot to watch this week. What are your thoughts this week on gymnastics?
Yeah, wow, it brought up so many feelings and emotions, especially after what happened. Can totally understand Simone Biles. In the beginning, it was very sort of, I thought, what is she doing to her team? But then I really understood that she's having this mental block, and that's something that is very complicated, very difficult to get over. And I really think that she took the correct step back. And yeah, instead of putting herself in danger, she's absolutely right. And I'm really enjoying the competitions. I think you can sort of see that sort of, we always expected her to win, and now it's just like a fair game. Everyone's doing their best, and it's really exciting and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
These girls from different countries are getting up there on the podium, Britain and Brazil. It's really amazing. And today we had the first Israeli gold medal on floor by Artyom Dolgopiat, which is absolutely outstanding. And yesterday, the Israeli judo team got the bronze medal. And last week, there was another medal, Avishag, in what's it called? Karate. So, Taekwondo, excuse me.
Right.
So yeah, it's really been amazing. And besides the medals, there have been just beautiful achievements. Also, Lihiraz did a beautiful job. Really, she was focused. She nailed what she did. She really outdid herself.
Mm-hmm.
And more, the athletics, everything. It's really, really nice to see. Very exciting. It's really taking up all my spare time.
I know, but it's a good thing to be addicted to. And the Israeli baseball team.
The baseball team, yeah, I know. I heard they were pretty good.
We featured some of them on our webinar some months ago, so we're really proud of them. And I see in the chat people are commenting as well about the not only where they're calling in from, but also which teams and which athletes that they've been watching in the Olympics. So everyone who's watching in the United States and Israel and around the world, please let us know where you're calling in from, which athletes you've been watching in the Olympics, which Israeli teams you've been rooting for, and hopefully a lot more excitement with the Olympics to come, as well as with Pilates today. So as we said, we're not Olympians. We're not here to, do feats of that kind, but we are here to get a good workout and to try some new things. Hopefully everyone watching today has a Thera Band. I have mine. It looks like this. And if not, Becky said that you can use a pair of leggings or anything else that's sort of stretchy. So Becky, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what the Thera Band is for, what it is good for with Pilates.
Mm-hmm. Well, so besides, the strength that it has, the resistance, I really like it also as sort of a cue for our movement. We want to get the length of our body, our arms especially, but we're also going to be sort of working along our spine. So, I really just like working with it. Our shoulder girdle is not on its own, so we got our hand movement, and, I'll even start over here by sort of trying to let you understand. You see how it resists my direction? Okay, it wants to pull me to the center. So you see how my hand might be bending in, and I really want to work all the way to the end, okay, of my arm when I work, and not let it sort of break my wrists. Okay, so not like this, but I sort of want to work out and away. And we're going to work with it along our spine. So It's just a good instrument to get the feeling. There is going to be a part where I have this really long one, and I sort of assume that not everyone has it. So in the beginning, we're going to be sort of stepping on it. But if you can't step on it, okay, you could actually use a towel, like for the roll down over here. And you can sit on a towel, like in case you can like run around the house and grab a towel and then put it underneath you while sitting on a chair or something, okay? Just to get that feeling. And if not, you can just imagine it and do it later on. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay, so mine's a little bit shorter, so I may need a longer one for that.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay. So again, I'm saying, you know, if you have, then great, and if not, it's also fine. You can just sort of imagine that you're going to be, you know, sort of trying to find that feeling along your vertebrae to find the band or whatever you have behind you as you roll down. Okay, and again, even putting it under your sit bones, sitting on a chair. We'll start with that, so you know whoever's sitting, okay, can sort of do that, and then we'll move on to the floor. Of course, it's always good to have cushioning if you need for your knees or just for sitting upright, okay, on the ground. So that's always something good to have with you.
Great.
And that's it.
And what is the benefit of this? What parts of the body does this help?
It can help pretty much anything. To get the strength, okay, you can put it around your legs. We might be doing some of this, although it's not the focus today of our, you see how I can get, you know, if I spread the Thera Band, you see I can get my toes to push through it, okay? And then also my ankle. You see, so I really get this sort of full motion here against the resistance. So obviously I'm working my muscles, you know, better and longer, okay? Okay. With every piece of, you know, apparatus, you can do pretty much anything. So it really depends on the focus of the class. And again, today we're going to work sort of through the T, okay, of our spine and arms and shoulders, okay?
Okay, great. So I think we can get started then.
Yes, okay. So as I said, whoever wants to sit can just sit on a chair in the beginning, okay? And you can place whatever you have. It can be the band or a towel on underneath your sit bones, okay? And if you have a long one, then you can place it on the ground, step on it with 2 feet close together. And I always like working with it spread out, okay? It's always good to get that good feeling of, you know, the wide thing on your back, okay? So we're just gonna start reaching as far back as we can. So again, if you're sitting down, that's fine, okay? And try to feel your pelvis aligned on it. And then hopefully your upper back, which is kind of hard in the beginning, especially if I'm gonna try and send my arms back, okay? But as I lift it up, okay, and again, oh, sorry. I really want you to just hold it like this, okay, from the sides to keep it spread wide out, okay? So again, okay, I'm just gonna start by lifting and lowering. And as I do that, I wanna make sure that my shoulders aren't climbing up at this point, okay? So as I stretch my arms, I'm gonna let my shoulders pull down. So this is another benefit of the band. It wants to pull me back down. So I'm gonna let my shoulders go down at this point, okay? So I'm gonna bend and straighten my arms, okay? Exhale as you do it, okay? Try to keep your elbows close to each other, if you can. Okay, and again, make sure that your shoulders are just relaxing down, okay? And a little more. Okay, and we're gonna stretch up. And over here, we're gonna do sort of a shrug, okay? So now we are lifting up our shoulders, or my arms are straight, elbows are straight, and we're gonna just pull up our shoulders and then let them relax, okay? And again, let your shoulders, your elbows are straight and your shoulders are sliding up with your scapula and down. So inhale as you send them up, and exhale as you send them down. Let them glide down your spine, your back, not your spine. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time, inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna tuck in our chin, okay? And we're trying to find our neck, okay? Pressing against the band as we roll down little by little, as much as you can. And if you feel like bending your knees, that's also good. And if you're sitting down, that's fine. Okay, inhale here, expand your ribs, and exhale as you curl back up. Try to point your sit bones either down at the chair or towards your heels, and roll all the way back up, one vertebra after the other, and straight. You can rebend your elbows. Okay, so we'll do the full motion now. So I'm bending my elbows, straightening them up, letting the scapula climb up and roll down on the exhale. And again, you can go down as far as you want. Doesn't have to be all the way down to the ground. You may bend your knees if you want to reach the floor. Again, inhale here. Exhale. Try to face your sit bones to your heels or down to the ground and roll back up. And let's stay down here for a second, okay, so that my elbows are almost at the height of my knees, okay? And we're gonna try and round ourselves even more, okay? So I'm drawing my navel back to the band in the back, okay? Again, inhale here and exhale, draw it in. If you want to become a bubble that's stretching the band. Then again, inhale, relax. Exhale, round, and just crawl up one vertebra after the other. And now we're going to focus on our neck. So our chin is still in there. And we got the band sort of pulling our head down. Okay, and obviously I won't be touching my neck on it, but I'm going to just try and find it there. Okay, look for it. And then we're going to come all the way back up. Lift your arms straight and bend them back again. One more time, a little bit faster. Okay, so we're going to go inhale, exhale, round, as if you were doing a front dive, and going all the way down. Now we are going to put the hands on the ground, so you can bend your knees if you want. Okay, and then try and straighten them, see if you can, and if you can't, it's also fine. Just get to your own limit there. Bend and straight, bend and straight, bend and straight, bend, inhale, and exhale to climb back up. Sit bones to heels. Okay, and we're just going to stretch leaning back, okay, like a bow and arrow. Okay, so just pull your pelvis a little bit forward and lift up your chest, long arms, okay, and again, relax your shoulders here. Just stay here just for a couple of seconds. Okay, and that's it for here. Good, nice, Naomi. Okay, now we're gonna start going down. What I would like to do is, as I said, I like the feeling of the band sort of wrapping me. Make sure you're not putting it too high. It's not like this, okay? It's really hugging your shoulder blades over here, okay? And as flat as you can have it, okay? And then I'm applying a little bit of tension here, okay? Not too much, but you see it sort of wants to pull me back in, okay? So we got the retraction and protraction of our scapula. That means that on one hand, they're sort of hugging us forward, okay? So the scapula are sort of, whoop, sliding forward on our ribs, okay? That's when I pull it forward, or whoop, They're coming towards each other on our back. Okay, so let's do a few of these just to sort of understand that feeling. Okay, or long arms, short arms, and notice the top of my shirt. Okay, I'm trying to sort of stretch it out. Okay, so I got two dimensions over here with my arms. One is going forward and the other is going sideways, okay, between the two shoulders. Okay, so look at my shirt now. Again, I'm pulling my arms forward. They're sort of wrinkling my shirt. And then I'm stretching the shirt from the front or from the back, okay? Forward, long arms, and then whoop, shorter arms, but I'm stretching my shirt, okay? Now, we're gonna start going down. So we're gonna first warm up our feet, our ankles. So I'm just pointing and pressing and pointing and pressing a little bit, okay? And we're also gonna circle around and circle around the other foot. Good. And now we're gonna start stepping down, okay? So I'm crossing one foot behind me and just bending a little bit. Change. Okay. And of course, you can do it to your own sort of difficulty. We are gonna go down from here with no hands. So again, if you need your hands, then by all means, use them. Okay, down and we're crossing, a little more. Nice, okay, and now from here, we're gonna try and put down our butt and get back up again and change, okay? This might need, might require some assistance and get back again, back up again, bend, down. Okay, my body is nice and straight, and I am thinking about my shoulders expanding, okay, and pressing outwards. A little more. Exhale as you go down, just to keep the tummy stabilizing us upright. Okay, two more. Nice, last one, and we're gonna sit. Okay, you can relax your hands a little bit. And again, stretch them forward. We're gonna start heading to the roll down. Okay, so we're gonna inhale, again, expand, okay? Do that sort of pressing out and stretching your shirt from the front between the two shoulders. Exhale, roll your hips, okay? And lengthen your arms forward. Whew. Inhale, expand, exhale. Lengthen your arms forward, okay? Inhale, exhale. We can lift a little bit, lower and come back forward. Inhale, long arms, keep stretching. That's what it's there for. Good. I really recommend having it nice and flat across your shoulder blades. And again, exhale. We're gonna stay here, lift and lower your arms, and try to really feel that your heels are pressing against the ground. If this feels like too much for you on the hips, then you can make a diamond shape with your legs and press your heels together towards each other, okay? And exhale, lengthen your arms, and back. Again, inhale, lengthen, heels towards each other and the floor. Nice, one more time, all the way down. And here we are. So we're gonna start with what's called the puppet arms. That means I'm sending one arm towards the sky, so the shoulder lifts. And as I bring it back, I'm gonna do what we did before, which is stretch our shirt to the side, lower the shoulder, and have it glide down towards your legs, okay? And again, inhale, other hand. Exhale, expand, and bring it down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, send it up, poke the sky. Exhale, expand the shoulders and down. In and one more time. Nice. We're going to open our arms wide, okay? And just feel that you're stretching the band. Exhale, shoulders out, arms in. Feel like you're a pair of scissors, okay? So you got one end coming towards itself and the other end is going in the other direction, okay? So the shoulders are aiming outwards and the hands are aiming inwards, okay? Again, inhale and exhale. And if you want to add some more to it, then we're going to add one leg. It goes up to 90-90 and opens up together with the arms. Inhale. Try to keep your hips stable. So I'm really pressing hard on my opposite leg down into the ground. And in and exhale. Let's change our legs. Inhale, open. Press down into the ground. Keep the hips stable. Exhale. Try to notice what happens in your shoulder girdle while you take that leg to the side, okay? So we want it nice and even, if we can, on both sides of our body. And one more time. Nice. Okay, back to the roll up. So our legs are nice and straight. We can flex them. Arms go a little bit up and over. Try not to get it to run away from you. On the exhale, hands come forward and roll up, 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 up. And we're gonna reach forward with a long spine, okay? So I'm actually sending my sit bones back, okay? And my back is nice and long, okay? Inhale, up. Exhale, roll. All the way back to the end. And again, inhale, arms come forward. Exhale, pull it away, pull the band away from you. And roll forward. Long back up. Exhale, down. Hands come up a little bit. One more time, inhale, exhale. Okay, and now I'm just gonna say, for those who are gonna be doing this not now, you can always use the Thera Band as an assistant, okay? So we put it behind our feet like this. Okay, let's do a few of these just for, so you have it. Okay, so we're gonna cross it around our feet, okay? And we can come down now and you'll see that it'll actually help us get back up, okay? So inhale and exhale to come back up, and you can always stretch it to the side, okay? And here you can also get some arm work, okay? Again, in, exhale, down, in, and back up, one more, and X, forward, okay? And while we're crossed, okay, so I got the top one and the bottom part of the band, okay? So I'm going to rotate to the part to the side that's easier to open. So if I got the band over my, on the left band in my right hand, I'm going to turn my body to the left and open up as I lean back, okay? The arms are straight. And as I said in the beginning, okay, we're gonna look at our wrists and make sure that they're aligned with our elbow and shoulder as we rotate. So we're gonna always turn to the same direction. Exhale. And pull away. And again, in, exhale. Pull. And 4. In. And get the nice wide feeling all across the T. The spine and shoulders. Okay, and we're gonna change the crossing of the band, okay? So again, inhale, nice and straight. Exhale, press away, pull away. And again, in, exhale, roll down, roll your hips, tummy up. And again, 4. And 5. Okay, and that's enough for now. Okay, so now we're gonna lie down and we're gonna spread the band across our hips, okay? So I'm gonna roll down one more time and I am holding the band pretty tight okay? And my arms are longer than my hips. So what happens is that the band gives me that feeling of that direction, okay, towards my knees. So my feet are placed on the ground, arms long, and I'm constantly just pressing and opening my shoulders towards the floor, okay? Nice and long. Press the ground, okay? So we're gonna do a few pelvic tilts. So we inhale as we rotate our hips forward, okay? That lifts up the lower vertebrae. And on the exhale, I'm rolling back, okay? As I roll back, I lengthen my arms, okay? And still press them to the ground. Again, inhale, forward. Exhale, slightly roll back. One more time, in. And on the exhale, I'm gonna press down with my hands, but bring my hips upwards, okay? Inhale here, and exhale as we go down, one vertebra after the other, nice and long, 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 and back to neutral position, okay? So inhale, tilt forward. Exhale, slightly back, roll up, send your knees forward, and again, feel the band pulling your hips towards your knees. Inhale, exhale, come down. One more time here, in, exhale. Okay, so even though we're working on the posterior part of our body, our legs, we still got a lot of the arm work over here. And down. We're gonna stretch our legs a little bit. So again, spread the band and place it above your toes and beneath the ball of your foot, okay? So I got my right leg forward, up, and my left leg nice and long on the ground. You can point your toes if you want. You can also bend your leg, okay? So I've got a good flexion, okay? Flex, my toes are pointing towards my chin, my heel up to the sky, and my knee towards me right now. Okay, you can just hold the band and try to keep your elbows on the ground. So again, you're still working towards the floor, okay? Inhale here, and on the exhale, we're gonna straighten our knee through the pull of our heel to the sky, and make sure that you're trying to plant the upper part of your leg into the ground, okay? And then keep exhaling here. So I've got a demi point. That means that my ankle is pointing, but my toes are still looking at my chin. And then exhale, point all the way up. Okay? So inhale, bend the knee and flex your foot. And exhale, straighten the knee through the heel, demi point and point. Again, bend and flex. Exhale, heel, ball of the foot and toes. Again, bend, inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3. Last time, inhale, and 1, 2, 3. We're gonna hold both pieces in the opposite hand to the foot, okay? And the same hand of the foot will go onto the floor. And we're just gonna let ourselves roll a little bit to the side, nice and long. And let your hip come with you, okay? So just send it nice and away from your body, get a good stretch here. Inhale here, try to fill up your armpit and your ribs that come up. On the exhale, just roll back down, melt into place. We're gonna change hands and open the leg to the side. Again, you can let your hips open up a bit of the stable leg, standing leg. And as you exhale, come back through the hips and bring the leg forward again. Cross. Inhale here, exhale to come back and open up. Exhale to come back, and we're gonna change our legs. Okay, hope you're doing fine there. Okay, so again, hamstring stretch it's called. So make sure your elbows are on the ground and your shoulders are spread wide apart. So as we inhale, we're gonna bend and flex as much as we can. Try and feel also that your toes are pulling away. Okay, so they also want to stretch the band. Okay, see if you can do that. It's not that easy sometimes. Okay, so as you exhale, the heel pulls towards the sky. And what matters more than towards the sky is that your knee is actually straightening. So again, if you lack the flexibility, then you're going to be over here maybe, okay, which is fine. And then keep exhaling, demi-point and point all the way. So inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, straight knee, demi-point and point. And 4, exhale. And bend everything. And 5, straight knee, ball of the foot and toes. Good. So again, we're holding with the opposite hand, spreading the same hand of the leg to the floor, and just letting our hip come along with the leg. Get your spine nice and twisty. Inhale here, and exhale to come back. Change the hands, open. Let your leg fall to the floor no matter where it is, okay? And let your hip come with you, okay? And exhale, bring the hip down, the leg will come up. And change again. Inhale here. Exhale, come back. And last one. In and back. Good. 2 legs. And we're going to try and roll ourselves up, okay? Just a little bit back and forth, rolling like a ball. I got this thing in my back, so I'm not going to do much. I got a knot in my back. Okay. Now we're going to be moving on to a different position. In the beginning, it's going to be similar to what we did in the first place, okay? So again, we're going to wrap our shoulders. Okay, not our shoulder blades, excuse me. And then get a little bit of tension here, not too much. And we're gonna place our arms straight on the floor, and you have a little bit of a grasp, okay, of the band. Okay, so make sure that your hips are right above your knees and your hands are right below your shoulders. And here we really wanna feel wide, okay? So between our shoulders, and even that feeling of sort of width, okay, between our hips, okay, and the length, okay. So we've got our head the same height of our shoulders, which is the same height of our hips, more or less. And now we're going to sink in, okay, with our chest. That means that our shoulder blades are sort of disengaged from our ribs, okay? And then, so that's an inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna press away. Okay, and make sure that your spine remains straight and you don't start bending it over here at this point, okay? So again, inhale, sink in, and exhale, press away. In, sink in, and exhale, press away. One more time, in. And we wanna stay at this point with that length, okay? So we're constantly, again, stretching outwards and lengthwise. Okay, we're just gonna let one leg slip out and away and lift it up and then bring it back. Other leg, slip out and back. Keep your hips nice and stable. Good, and slip out. Good, and now we're gonna go sideways. So we're just gonna lift a bent knee to the side. And just take a look at yourself and see what happens to your hips, okay? And see if they want to go to maybe the opposite side of the leg. And in order to keep that from happening, I sort of focus on bringing my whole pelvis towards the knee that's coming sideways. And then this thing doesn't happen, okay? So just think about that. And it gets the obliques working. Okay, 1 and 2. One more time, so it's the last leg, and then we're gonna add the opposite hand to the knee, okay, going sideways. Okay, I'm gonna turn again so you can see this. So we're opening the opposite hand to the knee, And again, feel that you want to pull, okay, the band away from you. And a bit more. And exhale. Nice. Okay. And that's it for this part. And we're going to take this away. And now we're going to place it between our hands and grab onto it, okay? So one of the things that I really like in sort of good, efficient work is thinking down into the ground in order to lengthen up from it, okay? So we're gonna press, let's say, our right hand into the ground so that our left side can come up, okay? So I'm not thinking about lifting my shoulder, I'm just thinking about into the ground and rotation, okay? And we get a nice rotation through the axis of our spine, okay? And again, press away. Okay, so now we got nice vertebral sort of spiraling there. 1 and 2, one more time. Now we're gonna add some tension, okay? Now make sure that the supporting hand is turning slightly inwards, just a little bit. And we're gonna lift up through the elbow, okay? So I'm bending my elbow and then making sure that my wrist is nice and strong. I'm gonna open up, okay? So I'm pressing down into the ground and opening up. Exhale to come back. Again, inhale, lift the other hand. The hand is facing your body and down, okay? And again, in. Go back to my place, in. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale. Okay, and we're gonna add this. It's called a needle pulling thread in Pilates. So we're pressing down into the ground, opening up. Okay, really get a good stretch, a good rotation. And then we're gonna put our arm through this window between our arm and our body. And don't put your shoulder down as you just reach far, far away. Okay, so we got the pressure on the supporting hand. Okay, I'm gonna turn around so you get another angle. Okay, so again, I'm pressing into the ground, rotating, lifting the arm up. And then exhale, bend the elbow, bend the supporting elbow, and just pull it far away from you. And 3 more times, in, and X, and 2, and 3, and down. Okay, other hand, okay? So we're just gonna lift it up in the beginning, stretch away, so press your arm into the ground, get your chest to really rotate, okay? Now also make sure that the shoulder isn't rotating inwards, okay? Try to rotate it outwards and back down. And again, inhale, up, exhale, down. Inhale, up, nice long wrist, and down. And one more, inhale, and we're gonna go all the way through, needle pulling, and don't put the shoulder on the ground because we wanna get the strength in the supporting arm. And again, inhale, rotate, exhale, inhale, and one more time, up, nice, and down. Good job. Okay, I got a little tip, okay, for wrist pain, okay, or carpal tunnel. So we can play with positions of our hands, okay? Can you see me over here? I'll go back a bit. So the first thing, which I didn't say before because we were holding the band, is that you really want to spread your fingers wide apart, including your thumb. Make sure that the third finger is pointing forward. Okay, and just trying to get that weight, okay, on your hands. And just as we were doing sort of these push down and rotate, you can do it pretty small, like a really small motion, just lifting up your wrist and bringing it down. And you see how I'm nice and strong and wide in my shoulder girdle. And it's just coming along with the motion of my hands. See, and little by little, I'm giving it sort of a jump. up, and up, all the way to the ends of my fingers, and I'm not even bending my elbows, okay? So that's really good. And you can start turning them away, okay, towards your body. Now you get a bit of a stretch here, so watch out. And if you want less pressure on your hands, you can do it on some elevation, okay, a little stool or something like that. Okay, besides that, I'm forming sort of a tent, okay? So I'm gonna bring my thumb towards my knees, towards my body, okay? And then I get this tent up here and back down. Thumb towards the body and back down, up, down, okay? Let's see what's going on here. Good. And then you can go up, up, and down, down, up, up, other hand, down, down. Okay, so you got this game. And then you can also flip it over, okay, to your knuckles and back all the way down, okay? So you can play around with all kinds of positions here, and it can really strengthen your hands, your wrists, okay? And you can also do it in all kinds of positions of your hands, okay? Rotate in, go up and down here, okay? And that's really good. So now we're gonna start working on the cat, okay? So now we don't really need the band. We're going to inhale into our chest in order to extend, okay? Our vertebrae, our upper back, or lift up our chest, okay? So this is the inhale. When we exhale and we're thinking about flexing our back, okay, our vertebrae, then we want it to come from our tail, okay? Again, so we're gonna inhale into the chest, keep your shoulders nice and wide and open, and the exhale comes from the hips and roll in. Now I'm pressing against the floor, okay? So it's a very angry cat here. And again, inhale to the chest, widen your shoulders, and try to feel that you're even reaching a little bit of a stretch of your tummy. Exhale, round the hips, push away. Inhale through the chest, and exhale, nice and round. And now we're gonna push the floor forward with our hands to bring our hips towards our knees, and roll back up and straighten. Again, exhale. On the inhale, we come forward, pull the floor towards you. Again, push the floor, round, and back. And now we're gonna continue this, okay? So we inhaled into our chest, exhale to round the pelvis, and bring it back. And now, you're gonna see how low you can go, okay? So now we're gonna be pulling the floor towards us. And as we do that, our chest comes forward and our hips come with it, okay? So pull the floor down and you can really reach the floor, okay? Now we're gonna try to push ourselves back, okay? So we're pushing the mat forward, whoop, and going back. It's to a rest pose actually. Okay, so again, pull the mat forward and you're really feeling that you're pulling your elbows outwards to again open up your chest, okay? So there's the forward, all the way down. Exhale, push away. Inhale, pull. Okay, exhale, push. In, pull. Exhale, push. And now let's go all the way up to the top, so round your back. And all six, okay? So now we're gonna go all the way down to our belly, okay? So inhale to the chest, exhale, round, push away, and pull all the way down to the lying position, okay? Prone. Again, push all the way back, and round, straight. In, X, back, and forward. Okay, so now we're gonna try and lift ourselves up. So the first place, I'm just gonna float up with my upper body, and I really don't want my hands to have anything to do with it, okay? So first of all, place your hips nice onto the ground. Your lower abs, try not to touch the floor. They probably will, but you know, just sort of draw it in a little bit. And the hands aren't doing much at this point, okay? So just let your head float up, and I'm not looking up, okay? I don't want to choke myself. So pull your ears nice and long to the upper part of your wall, okay? And then exhale to come down. Okay, so you got your upper body coming up. Okay, the hands are somewhere there. Exhale, down. One more time. Okay, and then you're gonna go as high as you can, and then put your hands down, close to your shoulders, a little bit lower, and push up. And then round yourself all the way back. Okay? So again, now we're gonna do the full circle here, okay? So inhale, X, round your body, go all the way back, pushing the floor forward. Now we're pulling it. Back, 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 spread yourself on the ground, almost lifting up your chest. Up and round, again. Pull, inhale all the way forward. Up, exhale, as you go back. One more time. Nice. And now we're going to reverse it just 3 times, okay? So we're going to start by bringing our hips forward, okay? Little by little, we open up. Pull the shoulders far away from each other, nice long tummy. Roll down, one vertebra after the other. And now I'm pushing the floor forward, lifting up my sit bones and pushing back. Round your hips, head down, and forward all the way back up. This is a swan. And go down, bend your elbows, lift your butt, and push back. Exhale, round. Last time, all the way. Bend the elbows and back, and we're just gonna stay here a little bit and shift our weight from one side to the other. You might feel something that has worked. Stretching a little bit. Okay, one side to the other. Okay, good. How are you feeling, Naomi?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a little bit left here. We're gonna work a bit on our side. Okay. We don't, we can use this, we don't have to, okay? So we're just gonna start without, and then we can combine it as we go, okay? So make sure that you place your elbow underneath your shoulder, okay? And your hips are sort of far away, so spread them. And your heels are looking at your sit bone, okay? Hands behind your head, okay? And we're just gonna sink in. So we're dropping into our shoulder. The shoulder comes up to our ear, okay? And then as we exhale, we're gonna press down into the floor and come back up, okay? So again, whoop, drop it down, and then whoop. Now, anytime we're working on our side, it's a great chance to work on our obliques and our transversus abdominis, okay? And we're trying to sort of bring our belly button all the way up to these ribs that are higher up, okay, in the air, okay? So we're sinking down. Inhale, exhale. Okay, again, inhale and exhale, up. One more time. Good. The hand will come towards our hips, okay? And we're staying nice and long here. Look at your hand and then bring it up and over, and we're gonna form a nice arch, side arch, okay? Side flexion. And again, follow your hand with your eyes. Sink down into the shoulder and press again, up and over. Good, so again, we can use this just for a little bit more tension. And one. And nice. Okay, and now we're gonna split our feet, okay? So I'm actually, sometimes I like to bring my upper leg to the back, and then we can get a nice extension here to the hip, but we're gonna be rolling around soon. So we're gonna put the top leg on the front, okay? Make sure you're pressing properly into the ground and not sinking with your ankles, okay? Stay nice and tall, okay? And again, the hand can be behind your head, or it can follow the motion as we press into the ground with our feet and come up, okay? If I'm bringing my hand with me, I'll follow it with my eyes. And back down again. And we can sink and press up up and away. Okay, in and up. So if you've gotten this far and you want to add something, again, you can add a rotation, and again, it can be with or without the band. Okay, so we can use the band to open up, rotate, and exhale to bring it in. Up. So again, you can just choose your own level, and you can also work with your knees down. Okay, that's another option if you're having trouble staying up there. Okay, good. And now we're just gonna drop this and go to a plank. And if you're having trouble here, you can put your knees down, okay? Or work with one leg or the other leg, or with both legs nice and straight, and just stay here, and you can go to a flex and a point, keeping your shoulders again nice and wide and your hips at about the same line between your heels, okay? Hips, shoulders, head, okay? Back and forth. Good. And we're gonna bring our heels back and push away again. Our head goes between our elbows, okay, to a nice triangle, and come back, straight back. One more time like this. And then we can do it using more of a vertebral motion, okay? So I led through my sit bones, and then I'm rolling back down. So I'm curling in my hips and coming back one vertebra after the other all the way up to my head. Again, so I'm leading through the sit bones all the way up to the sky, bring my chest towards my knees, and then round all the way to come back one more time like this. You can use your heels too to sort of push you forward and straighten. Nice. And then we have to go all the way to the other side. Told you shoulder girdle today. Okay, so again, we're gonna sink, okay? Our shoulder comes towards our ear, and then whoop, push away, okay? And currently my spine is nice and long. Sink and up, our hand can be behind our head. Sink and press. Inhale, exhale, up, in, and up. And I'm adding my hand now, and you see these side flexions, okay? So I'm sinking down, following my hand, okay? The shoulder comes up towards my head, and then press down into the ground, lift up the hand, and rotate, wow. And again, down, inhale, exhale, up. Feel your tummy coming up. And again, up, last time. In and up, okay? We're gonna press up to the plank, side plank, okay? So you can take your upper leg forwards, okay? And press with the arch of the inner arch of the foot onto the floor and the outer arch of the back foot, okay, into the ground. Okay, so you can use your hand behind your head to support your neck, or up and down, okay? So we're gonna exhale to climb up. Okay, good. And if you want to add some resistance, open. Make sure that you're, again, working with your wrist nice and long, and open up. Nice. And open, and we're going to rotate here. So hand goes in and up. Exhale. Inhale, up, and one more time. Nice, and we didn't do these, so we're just gonna draw a nice, long rainbow here. Go, Naomi. And who else is with us? Long wrist, Naomi. And just to finish it up, okay, we're on the side plank and we're just gonna roll over And let's see if you can push yourself up. Yeah, to straight arms. So if we're having trouble, we can lower our knees down and we can go down, down, up, up. Okay, so that's one practice. Okay, until we feel a little bit more comfortable, we can try and work with one leg or the other leg, climbing up, up, down, down. And once we feel nice and strong, you can come up and down, up and down. And just letting you guys have some options, okay? Press away, get a nice stretch through the front of your body, open up your shoulders, armpits, shift your weight from side to side, through your hips. Okay, we'll roll back down to the rest pose. Just relax here a little bit. You can open up your knees, okay, and just let your head, your arms, and everything just rest down there. Okay, and since we're trying to relax the upper part, then we're gonna try and breathe into our ribs sideways and upwards, okay? So really feel up, and then exhale, just let it drop. A few more times. Let your body melt into it. Okay, and little by little, you can just roll back up. Open. Okay. How was it?
That went fast today for some reason.
Yeah, I was also sort of wondering about that.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear if there are any questions. Enjoyed the session once again. Thank you. Any more coming up? Susan, well, from what I understand, September is going to be sort of holiday, right? Thank you. Jean, right? Right, so September is going to be sort of holidays, right? Unless we can find a date.
Yeah, September we tend to have a lot of days off, but if we'll talk and see if something works. Otherwise, October for sure.
Great. So again, really, if there's anything, modifications when you can't put weight on your knees. Okay. Yeah, so we did quite a lot of knees. Look, always having some padding around you really helps. We can work without the knees. It gives more of a, the core workout, which I plan to do next time, get a little bit more of like the abs. So anything, again, that we do can, again, be done with some padding on your knees. But, you can sort of use one leg at a time, if you can do that, okay? Or the padding, or really just, get some work with your knees floating up here, okay? I know that with these specific motions, it's a little bit much, yeah. So I would just do a little bit and relax, and a little bit and relax, and again, just use a lot of padding, or lift your knees up at some points when you can.
Sounds good. And if people didn't have a Thera Band, where can they get one? Just on Amazon? Or?
Yeah, so look, the short ones are easy to get, really. Like my husband would buy me like the ones from like Marshalls and Ross. I actually have this huge roll, which I can cut to whatever length I want. Those are harder to find. The 3-yard, right? They're really long, but they're so great. There's so much to do with them. We didn't do anything, with so much length besides the standing up. I would be love to somehow distribute them to you if you want. We can try and find a way. But I get the really big rolls and I just cut them to the length.
Yeah, and people are commenting in the chat about them. I have a small one that I just got at a sports store nearby that I've used for different things, but I'm sure Amazon is always good, or other websites as well.
Yeah, but again, I know that the big one, the long ones are hard to find, and that's buy a big roll, split with your friends or something, or see if some gym or a physical therapist even would be able to find to provide something like that, because that's what they work with.
That's true.
You would like.
So a lot of people are asking about getting a recording to this class. We do send out the recordings afterwards, just like we do for all of our webinars. All of our webinars are streamed live every Wednesday and Sunday at noon Eastern, and they are on Facebook Live and on Zoom. They are all posted on our website and on YouTube afterwards. Becky is active on social media. You can find her by her name, Becky Srour, and Becky's Minded Movements. And I see that she's typing in the chat as well. So if you have any questions and want a recording or want more information, you can email us at webinar@aifl.org. Thank you, Becky, for joining us today and for teaching us. And thank you for our many participants around the world.
Everyone.
As usual, we got a great workout. We do try to do these every month. Sometimes it's every other month, depending on holidays and other things going on, but we are doing our best to keep these monthly whenever possible. And we thank Becky for her time and her flexibility, no pun intended, in being there with us on Sundays. So thank you again for a great workout.
Thank you, everyone.
Our next
if you have any questions or want a specific type workout, then I'll be happy to adjust myself according. I'm really open to anything can think of.
So our next webinar is this Wednesday at noon Eastern, as always, and it will be entitled The International Appeal of the Israeli Art Scene. At the Alon Segev Gallery, we will feature Amnon Kestel, who's the gallery director, and we will feature the artist Sigalit Landau and Gideon Rubin. And again, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the great workout, and happy birthday to my dad, who may or may not be watching. And
anniversary to my parents.
Happy anniversary to your parents. And good luck to the rest of the Israeli athletes. The rest of the gymnastics will be rooting for you. And really proud of all the athletes who have been performing so far. So thank you again to everyone.
Bye.
Bye.